As of recording this video, I am sitting at 505 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I posted my first video on June 19th, 2023, so I'm just shy of a year of being on YouTube. I've seen other people who have reached this particular milestone of about a year on YouTube or hitting that 500 subscriber mark and sharing the lessons, the things, the challenges that they've overcome as they've worked to build and grow a YouTube channel. It is kind of hard to ignore how well these videos seem to do. I may be jumping a bit on the bandwagon here, but I am serious when I say I'm bursting to share what I've learned over these last 11 months because it gets at the heart of why I'm making YouTube videos. I started this channel a lot later than I had meant to. I've always been interested in the concept of productivity, organization, and I started developing my own frameworks, philosophy around productivity, and I shared those with my coworkers. I had one coworker in particular, who's become a very close friend of mine, who said, "You really should be sharing this stuff. You should be doing a YouTube channel and sharing these things that you're coming up with because they're really useful." This was back in like 2015 or so, so it's been almost a decade since this suggestion was first given to me. In my youth, I created a lot of videos, so filming and editing, those things were never a roadblock for me. The thing that I always ran into was this idea of like, well, I'm not qualified to teach about this. I don't have a degree in productivity. I had imposter syndrome hard. I wondered if anybody would even care or would want to even listen to me. Of course, this was silly. I had lots of coworkers who were interested in listening to me. They were coming to me with questions about productivity and how they could better organize themselves. So there was an audience. Did, however, take me a really long time to overcome it. As I said, it was almost a decade before I finally hit record and made my first video. That first video, I made it based on a suggestion from Ali Abdal's channel where he said, for your first video, just turn the camera on and start recording and say whatever. It doesn't matter what you say. The idea is that you overcome that hesitation that you have to hit record and to post a video. At first, it really was just come up with a topic, hit record, and start talking about it. And you know what? That actually worked for me. I would kind of create a rough outline to follow so that I wasn't completely just rambling and going off on tangents. But it really did work for me to create videos kind of in this organic way. I think of it when you're creating a piece of art, when you're drawing or painting or sculpting. You don't always know what the end result is going to be. You kind of have to start shaping things and molding things, see where that takes you, where it ends up. My audience that I started to grow resonated with this style because I was consistently for a while getting over 1,000 views on my videos. I was focused much more on the passion that I had for the topics that I was talking about, for the things that I was creating. And this resulted in one of those videos getting over 10,000 views. And it's still getting more views today. This is when I hit probably the biggest challenge that I've had as I've been growing my YouTube channel, is I got so caught up in the fact that, wow, these videos are getting over 1,000 views. This one is just getting thousands of views. I got too obsessed with looking at numbers and repeating the success that this video had. I started watching all these YouTube videos about how to create better thumbnails and better titles and really just how to explode your channel with tons of numbers. Because of this, I started picking things that I thought would do well rather than picking things that I felt I was passionate about. And the results speak for themselves. Ever since that over 10,000 view video, I have struggled to get just a few hundred views on my videos. Now, for a small YouTube channel, a few hundred views on a video is actually really, really good. But when I was consistently getting over 1,000 views on my videos, it was a bit disheartening. I looked at those videos and realized I was following the advice, the kind of cookie cutter advice that I was being given. I was being told that I should create my titles and thumbnails first, so I did that. I was told I needed to script every word. The problem that I had with this is that, as I was talking about before with my videos before, they were organic. I was figuring out what the video was as I was recording it, and it would take shape. When I tried to pre-plan everything, things became too strict, too rote. For me, creating a thumbnail and a title before I actually make the video doesn't work, because then I try to make the video fit the title and thumbnail rather than the title and thumbnail fitting the video. It doesn't work for me to create the packaging for my product before I've even created the product. Another big challenge that I've had while growing this channel is around what niche I wanted to focus on. I love productivity. I love different ways of organizing and stuff like that, but that's not the only things that I'm interested in. I'm also interested in art. I'm interested in filmmaking. I want to be able to do those types of things as well on this channel, but all the advice that people give you is just focus on one thing for your channel. I'm an admirer of Walt Disney, and I love going to Disneyland, a place that Walt had all these different types of things that he was interested in and put them all into a single place. He loved trains. He loved, obviously, animation, and so he created Fantasyland. He had all these different interests, and he combined them into a single place, and people resonated with the things that he had brought together. I think the things that I have made videos on, sketchnoting, software development, these types of things can fit under the umbrella of productivity, but they are not necessarily what you would traditionally think of when you think of a productivity channel. It's easy to fall into this idea that your videos have to follow the same frameworks and formats that these other successful YouTube channels have followed. The problem with that is that if you are doing exactly the same thing as everybody else, your channel isn't going to stand out. That's what made Walt Disney so successful, is that he was doing things, he was taking something that existed, amusement parks, and he was adding something new to it. That's what I want my channel to be. I want it to be the Disneyland of YouTube channels, where I can take different things that I am interested in, fit them under kind of an overall umbrella, but make them work together and provide something new that people haven't seen before. This brings me back to what I was talking about before of the heart of why I'm making videos. You are an amazing person. And I believe that you have the power and the capacity within yourself to create things that can be beneficial to not only you, but to other people. People talk about how we're searching for the perfect productivity system and can never find it. The reason is because the perfect productivity system for you is the one that you make for yourself. You can get ideas from channels like mine to try those out and then use them to expand and build out your own system. This is what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. This is what I have done for years with my own productivity system. We get too caught up in this idea of, well, my productivity system has to be scientifically proven. There has to have been all these studies about it. What I suggest is that you be the scientist that proves your system works for you. You are perfectly capable of following the scientific method of creating a hypothesis, experimenting with things, tracking the results, seeing if they work, and if it doesn't, you move on to a new thing, or if it does, you keep it, and maybe you figure out ways to improve it. Thank you so much once again for everybody who has subscribed and joined me on this journey. I'm excited for what the next year holds. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.